I had just returned from my first ride on the BMW R1300 GS last Friday, and I got home to an inbox full of information on the 1300 GS Adventure. I went to look at it, and I could not believe my eyes, and I could not avoid having a smile on my face. I was one of the very few who liked the redesigned 1300 GS. I even liked that X-shaped headlight. A common criticism at the launch of the 1300 GS was that the GS had lost its exclusivity, that it had lost its ugly industrial Tonka truck look. It was now too similar to other motorcycles. Well, what can I say? You got what you wanted on the GSA, right? Oh, no? You didn't like its extreme industrial look? It's so much of an industrial look that it looks more Lego than the Lego versions of it. It's so futuristic that that side view of the tank reminds me of the Lost in Space robot. Okay, now seriously, I like it. I like it because once again BMW dared to be different. Exactly what people criticized on the 1300 GS is what this new motorcycle has. Remember, it's a BMW tradition to be different and not be pretty. KTM is not far behind in the art of making horrendous looking motorcycles.
It's not pretty.
No.
This one isn't either. You know, they don't go after the pretty.
No. You want beautiful? Ducati has it. You want a GS? BMW took care of the next level of ugly. Let's be honest. The GS line was never meant to be sexy or beautiful. The new GS Adventure is only one of the latest of this series of questionable looking GS motorcycles. And that's why I like it. But there is something else for you to consider. The blocky design of the 8-gallon tank reminds me of the Husky tank. The Husky tanks were aftermarket tanks for those classic BMWs or these older BMWs. Well, they were kind of new at that time. I'm talking about BMWs of the 60s and 70s. And I'm going to put here a quote from the guys from turtlegarage.com, and it says, "Those Husky large tanks are an acquired taste because at first sight they seem to distort the elegant lines of a BMW R50, R60/2 or R69S. But these handmade works of art have a way of growing on you. They add a really special look to any vintage BMW. Isn't this déjà vu all over again?" Well, so let's move on from the looks for now. As I was saying at the beginning of this video, I just returned from a test ride of the 1300 GS, and in a few weeks I'll post a video on my first impression in this bike. So yeah, so subscribe to my channel so you can see that video when it comes up. There will be a couple of other videos before that, but eventually I'll have that video up. So anyway, up front, from this preliminary impression that I had on the 1300 GS, I can say it is an improved GS in many respects. So I can only assume the Adventure model will have a similar improved performance. Except it has the obvious extended fuel range, it is heavier with a beefier rear subframe and offer more protection to the rider against the elements. But most importantly, and I just heard this technology is also available in the 2025 model of the regular 1300 GS, the Adventure model has an automated shift assistant option. There are two basic similarities with Honda's DCT. One is that it has no clutch lever. The second is that it can work fully automated when in drive mode. But other than that, the BMW transmission is not a dual clutch transmission, and the BMW comes with the shift lever. So in manual mode, the rider operates it probably like if it had a quick shifter, but without a clutch lever. I wish they kept the lever. To conclude my video, I know the looks of the new Adventure model will grow on people's minds. In my opinion, as I mentioned before, the GS has always been an acquired taste. After that initial shock, the 2025 GSA is already looking good in my opinion. Although I was never a fan of the Adventure models, and I remain skeptical about them. What is inevitable though, is the long list of nicknames this new generation of the BMW Adventure model will have. Meanwhile, I really like the look of the regular GS, and I like it even better now. Okay, I'm just kidding. Anyway, in a few weeks I'll post a video about my initial impressions from my test ride of the 1300 GS. Hope to see you then. Thank you for watching.